Hey, Facebook land. I just finished being part of a Zoom and Learn lunchtime call and got to share some nuggets of wisdom, hopefully, with others. And there were, I don't know, 6 to 10 people that were in and out of the call. But every single person out there could benefit from some of what we shared. Even the things I shared, I can benefit from in my own parenting. And so if you are interested in getting a copy of the recording, we're gonna get a YouTube link. It was a Zoom and Learn where I share some tips on parental self-care, on parenting, on wellness, all of that. Let me know, and I will get you a copy of it. But as I was sharing all of this information and I typed up all of these things, it's pretty much the theme of almost every session I've been doing with parents and with clients on virtual therapy throughout social distancing. And so I thought, I know if these are beneficial to the women and the moms and parents that were on the call today, that I thought it could possibly, I know it would be beneficial to some of you. And anybody that knows me well knows that I have an education in clinical work and in parenting, and I have training, but I don't have it all together or do it all right. So I share this with the authentic covering that I don't have my parenting all together. I do things wrong all of the time, but that I'm feeling forward and learning, and that I know every mistake I make with parenting, I always have the chance for relationship repair. So I'm going to share 2 tips today. So remember a long time ago when I said I was going to do Take Care Tuesday tips? You guys, social distancing has made my life bananas, just like yours. So it's Friday. So here's my Take Care Tuesday tips on Friday. So 2 of them are, if you are finding that your kids need breaks during homeschooling or during the day or whatever it is, take a few minutes this weekend and have them write on little slips of paper, whatever you want to do. They can get creative. Put it in a bucket or bowl. Write on there. You and your kids can write different ideas of things that your kids, and my neighbor who's watching my kids just got on here. So yes, I'll be done in a minute and you can send my kids back. That are things they could do for brain breaks. These are called brain break activities. Something sensory motor wise, dance party, running around the house, doing some deep breathing, having a pillow fight, just doing some scribble coloring, mindfulness coloring, whatever, a break for your brain. You might need it as a parent. So number 1 thing, make little cards, pieces of paper that have ideas so that next week, you can have this accessible. Because I don't know about you, but in the moment when my kids are being are totally not in their wise learning mind, and I'm making them do schoolwork, and I'm like, we're wasting time because they're not actually able to learn because they're in their amygdala, the part of our brain that just reacts, right? They're not in that learning wise mind, that cortex part of our brain. And I'm like, I'm not in my cortex either. I don't know what to do right now. You say, hey, let's take a brain break. Every other time, my kids can go in there, can pick an idea, can take it out, and we'll do a little brain break. They only have to last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever it is. And then hopefully they can re-engage in their learning. So number 1, brain break. Make a brain break bucket. That's a tongue twister. This weekend, with your ideas, their ideas, whatever it is, and put them in there so you're ready for next week. The second thing is, you guys, all of us are driving each other crazy at some point. We're all more irritable. We're all struggling more. We all are all the things, right? We don't need to get into it. I don't need to tell anybody. You guys are living it, right? So if your house is like ours, people are hurting each other's feelings more often than before social distancing. So relationship repair is huge. We are needing to say, I'm sorry more often in this house. How about yours, right? So one of the things that we have been working on is when someone apologizes and says, I'm sorry to someone else, instead of that person responding with, it's okay, we're responding with, I accept your apology, or I forgive you. And my 10-year-old, Drake, he has been kind of the police of this because he was like, Mom, it's not okay that my sister just threw something at me. And when she says sorry, I don't want to say, it's okay, Charlotte, no big deal. Because it's not okay to throw stuff. It's not okay to be mean, right? That's not how we want to live. But if he responds and says, I accept your apology, or I forgive you, it helps to repair the relationship without saying it's okay. So I'm sorry's try to work on not responding with it's okay, and instead I accept your apology, or I forgive you. And so we're using that as a family. And when one of us messes up, like Charlotte did something to me this morning, I'm like, it's okay. Drake goes, no, Mom, it's not okay. What do you say instead? So I was like, oh yeah, sorry. Yep, you're right. I forgive you, Charlotte, because it wasn't okay. I don't remember what she did, but I promise it wasn't okay. So relationship repair, I accept your apology, I forgive you. Then I'm going to add on a little like second addition to tip number 2, is that we as parents are not above relationship repair. I apologize to my kids on the regular, and let me explain this. I do not apologize to my children for parenting them, or for allowing natural consequences, or for putting consequences into place. I will never apologize for that. But I do go back to my children and say, I'm sorry that I used my angry tone. I'm sorry that I stomped my foot. I'm sorry that I used my mean face. Or I'm sorry that my tone was scary to you. Or I'm sorry that I didn't take a deep breath before I shared that with you or told you what to do. So what I'm doing is I'm demonstrating a couple things. Life skill of humility. Life skill that relationship repair is important, life skill that adults don't have it all together, and showing my kids how to be human and admit their mistakes, right? And so when you say sorry to your kids, they're sometimes shocked. Like Drake still is like, oh, it's okay, Mom. And then I remind him, nope, I accept your apology, Mom. So work on that. Work on being human with your kids and letting them know it's okay to be sorry. It's okay to say I'm sorry. It's okay to mess up. All right. See, Becky can talk forever. I'm going to wrap this up. If you want the recording of the Zoom and Learn that I did today with parenting tips for social distancing, with self-care tips, let me know. It's an hour recording and it has some good stuff, I think. And if you like getting some of these tips, I made a list of like 100 things I shared on the call tonight. I just shared 2 of them. Let me know and I can share more. And I shared today because this is the first day I have put makeup on this week. The first day my hair is not in a top knot. So I need it to be documented that I actually can still be human, even if it's only 1 day a week. So I will close with this. We're all going to mess up right now. We are all more emotional. All of our moods are edgier and we are a little bit sharper in different ways with our tone and with all of that, right? We're going through it. So it's not an excuse to be mean, but it is an explanation. So do some self-care this weekend, whatever that means for you, and wrap everything you do in more grace and more self-compassion, and demonstrate to the little people in your life that this is hard. It's okay to be worried. It's okay to be anxious, but we can also do brave. We can still act brave and be brave and show ourselves that we can do hard things. So in the words of Charlotte's mantra, I am brave, I am strong, and I can do hard things. Write it down, repeat it, and go out there and be the best caregiver, parent, student, friend, mother, sister, brother, whatever it is that you are. And when you mess up, say, I'm sorry. Okay, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Do some self-care. Bye.